season?
Just the preparation that takes into that. So coming into this practice, listening to detail, watching detail, and just going through it with an open mind of, it's a new team that we have, a new team that North Carolina has. So, but just sticking to our game and playing our game.
Have you felt like you've taken on a bigger leadership role this year, and what does that look like for you? I mean, yeah, obviously you have Paige who's kind of controlling things, but
I feel like, my leadership definitely has grown, especially when I'm out on the court without Paige. Just my voice and everything, they're looking at me, and I'm the point guard, the person with the ball, running the plays and everything like that. And just, having energy, creating energy for that team, that squad that's out there. So I definitely say it has grown a lot, and I've definitely grown into kind of just that role and using my voice more and just knowing how to talk to them, what plays to call, and different things like that will help during the games.
KK, among the freshmen, what has Morgan brought to the team, the chemistry here?
Definitely energy, and like I said, she's a happy, full ball of joy. So she's out there. We know she's gonna, have our back defensive wise as well, knocking in clutch shots for us and just creating her own shots, pull ups, and everything. You guys seen that a little bit last game. So just as the time goes on, she'll get more and more even comfortable. So.
You're in your second year here, until all players come back. You're one of the most experienced players on this team. Kind of run me through what that's like. You're telling, you think as a sophomore you're still learning what to do, but you have to tell everyone else what's going on with UConn.
Like you said, it's kind of crazy in a sense, me being the most experienced, me, Ash, and Ice, and all those people. But I kind of like it. Just it pushes me in a different role and makes me uncomfortable, which I need to be this year, and just different things that I needed to improve on last year needs to come out this year a little bit. And just it takes one game at a time in each and every practice and the work that I put in. So.
I mean, you didn't have a hard time showing your personality last year when you were getting comfortable. So now that you are comfortable, I mean, are you in full menace mode already?
A little bit. Y'all see more each and every game. But like you said, I'm already comfortable, goofy inside, so it's just how I bring it on the court.
Does your approach change as you play a team like University of North Carolina?
Same approach, same mentality I have. We have different agendas for each and every team that we play because each team is different. So just that's like the mindset going in. What kind of team we're playing, shooting team, or different things like that you need to think about more. But it's the same kind of approach. Just go out there and play my game. Go out there and see how can I create my teammates an open shot and things like that. So.
did you say you feel like being a young leader makes you uncomfortable, and that's good for you? Why is it good to be uncomfortable?
Because it's easier to get out of my shell, because I could just stay in the back, like you said, and just watch Paige to be a leader and just watch her talk. But I can't have that for much longer. She's not going to be here for much longer. It's her last year. So just kind of forcing myself to talk and go outside my comfort zone is the conversation that I've had with her, asking her how does she lead and different things like that. That'll help me for these next 3 years. And so.
What is it about her leadership that you like? You want to take into how you are as a leader?
She leads by example. So everything that she does on the court is by example. Her intensity, her level is unmatched, and the things that she does outside of the court, recovery and things like that we all watch, that we all endure. She's there. So just different things like that, little things like that will help me in the long way of when she leaves, how to carry myself and how people look up to her, how I look up to her, and how I should carry myself with people. So.
Coach can tie for the most wins ever in college basketball history. What is it that makes him a good coach?
He's a tough love type of coach, which I love about him. He has his time where he's goofy, making jokes about us and everything, but when it's time to get in the grid, he's really in your stuff. Like he, hits the spots that you need to hit, that he needs to hit in order for to bring that, part that he wants to bring out of us, especially me at times. So he brings out that intensity level that I need to have most of the time. So.
Are you guys aware of that record, or is it something that you're not really talking about?
We are. He doesn't like to talk about it, but we definitely will bring it up. So.
Do you guys force him to celebrate himself in those moments? I know he's talked about
of
being
course.
interested.
He tries to brush it off, but we always make it a big deal for him. So.
What about the dynamic of him and CD? They've been through this together and they're about to make history. How much does it help to have the two of them bouncing off each other?
It's great, honestly, and I think CD keeps him level-headed in some situations, which, we've seen all through the years. You guys watch UConn. So it's just that, but also just having her on the bench as well, just keeping us all level-headed, having conversations with her on the bench, and then just having Coach be like a kind of, yelling person, but she kind of calms everything down. So like you said, dynamic duo out there. So.
When you go home, people ask you, how do you play for that guy? You get a lot of those type questions.
They do, but I'm like, how could you not? I mean, great loving guy, so.
Does he seem like he's 70 years old? Because he still seems like he's got plenty of energy in it.
No, he does not. He still yells, he still has that voice, he still carries himself like he's a young guy. I mean, that's great to have, honestly, a coach with that much energy, and at the age of his, I don't even think about age sometimes. I'm like, dang, he's still going at it. So.
It seems like when you guys come out of the game, CD's the one that talks to you and not the other three assistants. The other three assistants seem to be more focused on the in-game stuff, and CD's trying to maybe correct when you guys get off the court.
Yeah, definitely. It just when it gets to a time that we need to get off the court, CD is always like the person to look at. But of course, our other assistant coach, our guard coach, Coach Morgan, Coach Tanya, Coach Ben, and all those guys, they're still there, especially when we get in the locker room having conversations with us. So.
You don't have to spoil the surprise, but do you guys have something planned for him, whether if he ties it or if he breaks it?
What'd you say?
Do you have something planned for Gino, whether if he ties it or breaks the record? You don't have to spoil the surprise.
I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but we definitely have something.
Okay.
So when you're in Gamble and the game's getting ready to start, you look up, you see number 3, you see 23, you see all the great players' numbers up there. Do you ever take time to reflect on the players that came before you and how they've kind of set the standard for you guys are trying to reach?
Definitely do, and it's like you said, it's kind of cool just to look up there and see all the history that this program has and all the players, great players that have went through the program. Kind of just motivates you to be like them in a way and just carry yourself like they carried themselves when they were here. So just leave that legacy out, how hard they played. So.
When you were a freshman and you're talking about that, how hard was it to look up in the wall? You walk in and then you see all those names in your practice facility.
I was still starstruck at some point. I was like walking in practice, I'm like, dang, all those people that played here. Just like things like that, you know, a little starstruck moment, like I said, but like I said before, it just motivates me. And it's like, you know, I'm in their shoes now as a freshman, and now as a sophomore, I'm kind of going through their, you know, like going through their path like they did. So.
Heading out on the road, do you look at it as a business trip that you're there to go and win and get out? Is that how you look at it?
Of course, a business trip and also like a opportunity for team bonding as well. It's our first travel together, so how we all bond off the court. You know, we have study hall, of course, and different things like that that we stay together for. But of course, it's always a business trip going out, get the win, and you know, a little celebration after. But you know.
You started as a freshman, and Sarah's doing the same thing. What are your impressions of how she's handling all the things being thrown at her?
She's doing great. You know, she doesn't show much personality, but we'll get that out of her sooner or later. But she's doing great, and she's handling it very well, and she asks questions. She's very little to detail. If she has a question, she will ask it. But, you know, she's playing great out there, and we have her back, you know, 9 times out of 10 throughout there. So she's a dog, too. She's crazy to play with. It's crazy to see her out there. So.
Do you remember your first impression of Gino?
First impression? I was scared. Not gonna lie. I was like, all right, I don't know what to expect, especially on my unofficial. I was like, all right, you see him on TV and everything yelling, and then in person he gave me a big hug. I was like, okay, not as bad. And then first practice here, he started yelling. I was like, there he is, there you go.
Do you feel like your relationship has evolved from last year to this year now with, you know, a year of working with him?
Well, it definitely has, and, you know, I try to keep a balance with him as well, being goofy and wanting to be serious with him. So, but it definitely has grown, and it'll keep growing, like you said. Each and every game, kind of just asking him questions, how to pick his brain about like different things, how to involve my game.
So what helps you get over that fear when you're coming here and you're afraid of him, and you say, but that's okay, I still want to come here?
I don't know. It's just seeing him on TV, like yelling and stuff. It just kind of like intimidates you in a way, but in person, I mean, I'm gonna be me no matter what. So just going up to him, being goofy, I was like, all right, whatever. He's gonna take it or not, but.
What's the best piece of advice that Gino has given you to help you adjust to your new role in year 2 for you?
Like you said, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but embrace it. Embrace everything that comes at me this year, and like I said, it takes one game at a time. So learn each and every time that I step on the court, what can I do better, what needs to improve, and how can I help my teammates be a better version of themselves, and how can I help myself.
Do you appreciate that he lets you be you? He doesn't mold you into what you now. He lets players be who they are.
Of course. I'm pretty sure he knew that too. Me coming in, he couldn't control my ball of energy anyway. So him embracing those kind of big things. So.
How are you adapting to your new role as coming off the bench?
I'm adapting very well. It's just, you know, I look at it as, you know, when I step on the court, I bring the most energy. Make sure that, you know, I pick up where, you know, the starting 5 left off, and kind of go from there and be my own leader out there while I'm out there with whoever's out there. So.
Knowing how close he is to that record, do you guys feel like the players feel a little bit of pressure to make sure Friday goes according to plan?
I wouldn't say that. We go out there and play our same game, and the results are the results. But of course, the end result is always a win. So that's bottom of our mind, and just kind of going on our agenda. What's our plan going in against North Carolina? So.
You guys have gone 10 deep in both of your first 2 games. Just how different does it feel for you to have subs coming in and be rotating as much as you guys have early on?
It definitely feels different because last year just had a little 6 deep, but now he's like pulling. I was like, woo, a break, but things like that. But it definitely feels good though.
They told us just to be ready, enjoy it. I'm super excited. Obviously, this is the first road trip, so just gonna take it in and enjoy it with the teammates.
Before you played in your first game, we're asking Coach what to expect, and he said, you know what, every time we put her out on the practice floor, we're a better team. And, I mean, that's kind of unusual for a freshman. Do you just have a knack for the game, or why do you make this team better?
I would say my versatility, just being able to contribute, and my goal is just to help in any way I can. So whatever coach needs, the team needs, like I'll step up, and I want to be able to do that. That's a huge compliment, so it's very nice to for him to say that. But I just want to keep getting better and stay on the floor.
It takes a certain amount of confidence to be able to do that, doesn't it, though, with a team that has so much history behind it? You just walk out there and say, okay, you're better now because I'm here?
I mean, I think the courage and the confidence comes from the team and them instilling confidence within me. Paige and all of them, they believe in me, and I mean that goes a long way when I'm playing for sure.
The first 2 players that came out here said they think of Gino, they're scared of him. Run me through the recruiting process. First time you're getting the chance to meet the greatest coach in the sports history. What was that like for you and your family?
When I first talked to him, I was kind of blown away. This is a legend you're speaking to, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to, stay calm, not mess up on my words and whatnot. But he's really easy to talk to once you just continue to, build the relationship and conversation.
Did you have a moment during that first meeting or early on where you said, okay, I'm not afraid of this anymore, I can't? Did he do something that made you feel comfortable?
Honestly, just the way he spoke about the game and how he saw me play, it just was yeah, I know he's paying attention. Obviously he knows the game of basketball really well, and just we connect over playing and basketball just in general, so it was easy to feel comfortable in that aspect for sure.
Is it easy?
KK refers to you as a, quote, ball of joy. Is that something that you hope or want your teammates to come away thinking?
Yeah,
the teammate you want to be?
definitely. I want to just be a positive influence on everybody and bring in energy whenever, somebody's down or just needs a boost of energy, to be honest. I want to be able to give that and just be helpful.
I said when you're on the bench, you're always moving up and down the bench. Is that?
Oh yeah, the high fives?
Yeah.
Yes, I have been nominated as the 3-point high five person, so I take that with, a lot, and I just go with it.
Were there tryouts?
I mean, no, unless there were, and I just happened to, miss it but no, I was just told every time there's a 3 made, I go from the beginning to the end, just cheering everybody on, so I take it, it's fun.
Who told you that?
It was Aubrey, Yana, AZ, Carol. It was a collective decision.
So they obviously figured that your personality was conducive
Would match
to
it,
that.
yes.
You spent so much of the off season kind of in and out of practice and rehabbing and things. Just how have you been able to kind of get comfortable with this group so quickly, not having been a full participant in practice for so long?
Yeah, I'm definitely still acclimating to everything. Everyone's been super helpful on my way, to being fully incorporated. But I just try to take everything one day at a time and, give it my all when I'm out there.
Has it been helpful for you to have other players also kind of recovering and going through that process of getting back on the floor with you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Aubrey, she's always there to support me. All of them are, but just being that kind of someone to lean on, she's definitely been there for me in a lot of ways, and just reminding me that every day that I get to progress is a day, I take as a win. So I just have been trying to move the needle forward for sure.
How do you reflect back on your first 2 college games?
It was a lot of fun. The atmosphere was crazy. So grateful for all the fans, and just being able to play with this team is really exciting.
You have a big bruise on your arm there. You didn't get that from being.
Oh no, I don't honestly.
happy-go-lucky?
I don't know where that came from. I feel like because I am pretty pale, it shows up more so than other people per se. But yeah, no, I think this is just probably from one of the practice players on the men's side. He probably just elbowed me. It's okay.
Do you flip a switch when they say time to go in the game
Yeah.
and okay, now it's time to get down and dirty and do all
Definitely.
the dirty stuff?
Yes, yeah. Once it's game time, you'll see like different personality come out. But besides that, when I'm off the court, I want to just be positive or ball of energy or joy. Yes.
What is that game personality for you? Describe it.
Just a competitor, gonna get on the floor, rebound, get second chance opportunities, not be afraid, and just like hit the ground running.
You said coach is easy to talk to. Is he easy to play for?
I mean, I think it's a challenge, like it definitely is, but that's because he's pushing us to be our best, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Like I know what I'm expected to do, and if I'm not doing that, then he's going to get on me, but it's in the right way, it's in the right manner. Like I know at the end it's going to help us as a team moving forward.
Paige has said in kind of a jealous way that coach is a lot easier on this freshman class, likes this freshman class better than he liked hers. Do you see that? I mean, is he a little nicer to you guys? Or?
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know what Paige, went through her freshman year exactly, but I just take it as it comes.
How are you feeling just having dealt with the injury issues that you've had now that you've played a couple games?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel pretty good. Being available is really nice, and just being able to play and sustain, all the load and everything. Still getting used to it, getting my legs underneath me and whatnot, but every day is a step forward for sure.
Remember the first time Gino yelled at you for something?
I don't remember the first time, but I remember it was just like, Morgan! And I was like, yeah, that's on me. that was my fault.
Have you found East Coast people or culture different than West Coast?
You guys are really nice. Yeah, people. Yeah, very nice. Very welcoming. Yeah, just good people. I feel surrounded by good people.
Wait till you get to know us,
I believe coach said that your injuries kind of dated back to high school, and that this was the first opportunity you really had to work on it. Is that the way it is?
Yeah, I've had some lingering stuff from high school, but definitely getting stronger and feeling good about where I'm at right now.
In addition to the talent that you bring to the team,
Last
what
question.
do you believe that your personality does for the team?
I would say just boost the energy, the mood, good vibes. I hope to bring that every day, and when I don't, then I know that I'm not giving, all that I can. So I just try and be there for people and hype everyone up.
It's like an hour and 30 away from my house. I'm really excited to go. Most of my friends and old classmates are going, and teachers, and just my closest friends are going. I'm really excited.
How about this early on in the season to be having a little bit of a homecoming? Are there added nerves that come with just knowing you got old teachers in the crowd, that sort of thing?
I mean, it doesn't really change up like my nerves. I can watch it on TV either way, but I'm just still like a little nervous but excited.
What's your first memory of playing basketball in North Carolina?
My first memory was like playing like me and my dad, like working out in like an old gym on like a Sunday, and him just yelling at me. That was like my first.
How old were you?
7th grade, 6th grade. Yeah.
Can you take your dad now, you think?
Yeah, he can't really like move like that. Not in that way, but like, yeah, I can.
Have you played in this arena before?
I have not, no. I don't think I've ever been to it. Maybe. I probably have, I just don't really know the name, but yeah.
So having somebody yell at you, I imagine it's not that big a transition to Gino.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's different. It's different. Gino's more scary, like intimidating, but yeah, it's different.
When did you move to North Carolina? Because you grew up for a time in Spain, right?
Mm-hmm. I moved in 5th grade.
Okay.
I lived in Spain for 10 years, so after that.
Were you playing basketball at the time you moved?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was.
What was that transition like, just going from living abroad to living in North Carolina?
I was really nervous, like, because in Spain I used to watch like American movies. I was like scared about like a bully like shoving me or something like that. But like, it was really like, it was very different. It's like from like food to like the kids to the way the school is. But I got used to it as I got older.
Do you remember your first culture shock moment?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Probably like walking in lunch and like the food. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful.
So what helps North Carolina feel like home to you?
Definitely like my friends, because I've been there like that's the only place I've ever lived. So just them being there and like my grandparents living there too also helps out.
So you're the second player who's come out here and said, Gino's scary. So what makes you come here when he is that scary person that is going to be yelling at you for 4 years?
I mean, I know like he knows the game really well and he wants the best for all of his players. I know he's gonna set me up to like, you know, get better and get developed so I can go to the WNBA. So.
Speaking of next level, your mom's been very successful playing basketball now as an executive. Is she someone you look up to as a role model in terms of what you're doing now and what you might want to do in the future?
I definitely do. Yeah, like I said, she played in college. Both of my parents played in college and played professionally, so they both have walked the path that I'm on now. So just them like have already done that like really helps me.
Sarah, what does Morgan bring to the chemistry of the team?
Morgan, I mean, she's a great. She has size. She's a great person, like on and off the court. Has very high energy. She can deliver everything, which helps.
When you see on the bench, she'll get up and give everybody.
Yeah, I think that's like the thing that we do or something. I don't really know much about it either.
I'm assuming you had a lot of confidence in yourself coming here, but to hear Coach say, excuse me, that he wants you to play like an All-American all year long, is that daunting, or do you kind of embrace that? Yeah, my coach has faith in me.
I definitely embrace it, like you said, just believing that he has faith in me and just knowing that and just kind of still playing my confident self.
Is that your expectation coming into this year, was to play at an All-American level?
Yeah, I mean, just try to keep it like consistent, like not being like, nervous playing against like older people, but just kind of just play like I don't care-ish. Not in that way, but like, you know what I mean.
Is that easier because did you play up a level like in AAU and all that, so you were used to playing against older people?
Oh yeah, well, in 5th grade I played against boys, so that kind of helped. But as I got older, like, I played up sometimes, yeah.
I watch a lot of freshmen come in here early in their careers. They come off, Gino wants to talk to them, they want to run away. Mm-hmm. You came off, you stood there right there and looked him straight in the eye and listened to every word he had to say. He's running through how important that is to kind of try to, you're coming here for a reason, to be coached by him, to try to embrace what he's trying to do to get you to get to whatever you want to get to.
I mean, yeah, pretty much it really is important. I really do care about what he has to say, and I know that, again, he's going to try to put me in the best position that I can to, like, help. So whatever he says, I always just take it in and just, listen to it.
What are the older players tell you what he's telling you and not how he's telling you? Is that the biggest piece of advice they give you in dealing with him? Yeah,
pretty much. Just say, like, a different way. I look at them differently, like really close, so it means a lot when it comes for them, too.
They're about to, become the winningest combo in college basketball history, 40 years together, Chris and CD. How special is it, freshmen, to be a part of this history is about to get made the next week or so?
It's really like crazy to think about. Just shows like the history that they had, but also want to add on to it. So.
UNC has a lot of height compared to just to BU and just South Florida. Just how much are you looking forward to actually competing with someone who's more equal size to you guys down low?
I'm definitely excited. Just means we got to box up more and be more physical down there.
You looked at UNC pretty heavily during your recruiting process. Just what about that team is challenging for you guys? Do you have any friends on that roster you're trash talking with?
I do. Not trash talking, but I'm friends with one of the freshmen, Blanca. We were really close. We always played against each other growing up, but we're not really friends on the court. But yeah.
Sarah, when did you realize that you could be that player?
I'm still trying to figure that out, so I'm not really sure yet.
But just in terms of like when you were playing like AAU, did you realize at a certain point that you could be a really good basketball player?
I mean, yeah, just listening to my parents say it, but I'm still trying to find that in myself.
Is there much interaction? The men's players come in to two-time defending national champs. You're coming into the most successful team in history of the sport. You talk to each other about trying to deal with the pressure and trying to adapt to this crazy life that you've signed up for.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't talk to them like often, but sometimes, yeah.
Does it help to have people that know what you're going through?
Yeah, it does, for sure. It's like another little support.
when you say you're trying to still find that it quality in yourself, I mean, you have confidence, right? Do you just not look at yourself as the best player in the country right now or as an All-American?
Yeah, I mean, I do have confidence in myself, but I'm just trying to, you know, kind of grow on it more, kind of, and just play like, you know, like a confident player.